Hi there, my name's Charlie Blaze and this is my second devlog for my Artificial Intelligence for Creative Technologies project. This week I had the goals for collecting all of the data that I need for my data set, formatting and grouping all of the data into their categories that they'll be tested against, and start building the machine learning algorithm for training. So I finished my dataset collection, and which ended up having over 9,500 images, so plenty of images for my machine learning algorithm to start learning from and being able to format them into or predict what Pokemon or what type the Pokemon's going to be for each of the different types in the card game. These have been split up into 9 different categories, and they're all in nice folders ready for testing. I also finished formatting all of this data. So from that 9,500 images that were gathered, 4,000 of them have been accepted by my standards that I set out from last week's presentation, and these have all been labeled and formatted to be the correct size, and all having only the images, not the whole card, which did take a little bit longer than I expected, but it is all done now. I also added an extra step of formatting each of the images to be no larger than 256 pixels based on the longer side of the image. This is just to speed up and optimize my machine learning algorithm, because it doesn't need to take in all 700 pixels, etc. from the larger side for its testing. It should be a lot faster that way, a lot less inputs. One thing I do have to do for this is, even though they're all formatted and they're in folders ready for machine learning, they're not in. I don't have a 70% or 30% of learning and testing respectively folders set up yet. So that'll be the next part of just basically randomly selecting from within these folders 70% of each type for the learning and 30% for testing. And I've started building my machine learning algorithm. Last week I was saying I was going through some tutorials and getting these written digits to be recognized by a machine learning algorithm, and being able to say, okay, I predict what digit each of these are. And now trying to adapt that system or change it so that I can use it on these new Pokemon images. However, one of the obvious differences is that I'm going from black and white to RGB, so I'm trying to optimize it so it doesn't take forever, because it's obviously going to take at least 3 times longer to go through each of these images than the original digits, because we're not just going from 0 to 1 of black and white color. It's from like 0 to 1 for red, 0 to 1 for green, and 0 to 1 in blue. But once that's done, and being able to identify these images and go through them individually, should be able to start getting some learning going. Sweet. So yeah, my goals for next week is to finish doing that prototyping, and then having some learning done, run the learning out on the teaching data that I put aside, and then getting some results and maybe start doing some testing against the testing data. Thanks very much for watching.